with Friends, I would like to welcome you. Every Wednesday, we come to your home, your businesses. Actually, I heard folks are listening to us from everywhere. So we are thanking you for taking the time to be part of the friendship that we've created here at Let's Talk Money with Friends. Every single Wednesday, we make a concerted effort to present topics that we feel like are fun to discuss, relevant and timely. And this topic tonight is awesome because it's a topic everyone is always thinking about and perhaps talking about. But we need to go deeper. And tonight we're gonna go deeper. So what's the topic tonight? Our topic tonight is your worth matter. Your worth matter. Why does your worth matter? Because we want to say you must know your worth for it to matter, for your worth to matters. And also, it is so important to stop discounting what you bring to the table. So your worth matters. Know your worth. Stop discounting what you bring to the table. Why is that important? Because we know it's very hard for employees and business people to assert themselves and ask for the right compensation. And also too, we want to discuss tonight what is in it for employers and clients to be willing to pay the people that they're working with or their employees a fair and reasonable compensation. I know for me, I've been a job seeker before, and you all perhaps been job seekers. If you're old enough, you had a job. And typically, we always at the mercy of the hiring manager because we are so desperate and looking for that job and so eager for that yes, that sometimes we relinquish, many times I should say, we relinquish control of the process and are afraid to assert ourselves. Many job seekers are very comfortable, I know I've been, to talk about my skills, my experiences. However, when it comes to asking for the salary that I want, or you asking for the salary that you want, we get timid. Likewise, if you're in business for yourself, usually the same thing happens. We are so desperate to get that sale, or we are so desperate to get that next client that we never take the time to assess our real value. We let clients dictate our worth. We always think someone else will be willing to do the job for less, but that's not the truth. No one can do what you do for less. Truth is, employees and clients sense our insecurities and bank on it when we're not confident. So the key is to develop confidence to demand our worth. So tonight, we want to talk about why, again, is it important to know your worth and how to build the confidence to ask for what you want. And also, what is in it for our clients and employees to pay their employees and the business people that they're working with a fair and reasonable compensation. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my friends who are on with me tonight for this awesome discussion. We have three great ladies with us tonight, and I'll give them an opportunity to share why they're here and then to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Pepperty. Pepperty, you've been here before, and I'm so great you are here. I'm so happy you are here. Please introduce yourself for those who've never seen you.
Thank you, Gabrielle, to invite me again for this wonderful show. I really love and enjoy doing it with you. So my name is Pepperty Robert. I'm a naturopath living in Quebec, Canada, and I work online with people that have a health problem. In fact, I help them to get their health out of health naturally, using natural remedies. So no more side effect from medicine, just pure natural herbs and other things. I have to tell a short story about my career choice. I have chosen that to be a naturopath. It was like how can I say that? It was a coincidence because that was after a car accident. I wanted to lower down my inflammation and to heal myself. That I turned into herbs and learning how food can help me. And this is how I changed my life. So now I am there to help people also that are facing health challenges to heal themselves naturally.
Yes, I know you've been here. You are one of the people that I work with because I want to heal myself, get my health out of hell. I love that. And I want to do the same thing because we know how important that is. So our next guest tonight is Saskia. Saskia is a friend of Let's Talk Money with Friends. She's always commenting, and I've had conversation with her offline. And she wanted to be. I asked her to be on the show, and she said yes. So why don't you introduce yourself, Saskia?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful queens. My name is Saskia Michelle, and it's really a pleasure to be here. I've been enjoying the show for at least a month. And then so far, it's always a great conversation. And then even though if I miss a live, I make sure that I catch the replay. So it's really a great opportunity for me to learn more about you and also the great topics that we are going to discuss tonight. But I'm a certified financial coach. So I work with people to help them winning with their money. You know, that money behavior habit, we need to spend that. So I also offer bookkeeping services for small business, and I'm trying, I would say, to transition to be a financial business strategist, helping the starter small businesses knowing more about their money, their revenue, their expenses. Most of the time, you are happy to catch that sales, but you don't really know about the cost of your business. So this is all I'm doing. So this is again a great pleasure that Gabrielle invited me, and I'm here tonight with you guys.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And of course, our queen, Queen Dawn, she's my friend, my supporter, the loveliest person that I know. Definitely, I would like you to do a quick introduction as to who you are and what you're all about, Dawn. I know it's all good.
Everyone, peace. Thank you for the opportunity once again. The many times I've been on your show, and I always look forward to seeing your show and being a part of it, even when I'm not a part of it on your panel. Um, I'm a certified healer. I'm a past life regression therapist. I'm a future life regression therapist. I'm a Reiki master teacher, so I'm at the highest level you can go on my lineage. I teach people how to tap into who they truly are. I teach people how to learn how to heal themselves. We all were born with the gift to heal ourselves. Just like when you cut yourself and it scabs over, you bruise yourself or you injured yourself, it scabs over to heal. Well, I'm the one to reconnect you with how to heal yourself internally through spirituality. And Perpetuity, I love her career. I love how we had a show on my YouTube channel recently, and I had you on there too, Gabrielle, and it was really enlightening to a lot of people. So I don't know it all about healing. I know what I know, and the wonderful thing about spirituality, there's no ceiling to spirituality or how to heal yourself. So thank you, and I'm honored to be here tonight.
Yes, I am honored to have you all ladies here tonight. So, women, we usually are multitaskers. So while I'm doing this, I'm doing a million things, trying to get folks to hear and be part of the show tonight. And I want to thank those who are sharing because I'm looking at the share button or the share. 15 plus people have already shared this. So I'm grateful for that. So I thank you. With that being said, I'm hearing from Saskia, I'm hearing from Perpetuity and Queen Dawn. You're all business people and you also have jobs. So tonight, because we're talking about how do you get the right compensation or the compensation that you feel is right for you, and what's in it for employers, and if you're a business person and clients to say, and your clients to say, yes, I want to work with this person and I'm willing to pay them what they're worth. So my first question tonight, ladies, is why is it so difficult for us to ask, to know our worth, and to ask for what we are worth?
Are you gonna pick who you
Go
gonna
on,
go
go
first?
ahead. You can go first.
Well, prior to spirituality, I've been a healer all my life. Um, from my mom, from my grandmother, African roots, my Indian roots. Um, you should never discount yourself because it all starts from within. And if you're really about your craft, you know that it's worth that and more. You should never put a dollar amount, complete dollar amount. And if someone says that's a lot, you shouldn't shortchange yourself ever. You know, when I used to sell new homes. I used to be a loan originator too in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, which we call the DMV. And every time we would go up another 20,000, I knew that the builder that I worked for had the best package. You got to believe in your product. You got to believe in your brands. If you have a doubt, they're going to feed on that. Remember, we're all part of the same conscious community, conscious world. Even though some people may be religious, some people may be spiritual, we all connect our energies together. And especially now, way after the pandemic, like we are so spiritually connected, it's unbelievable. So people can feel that insecurity. So it all comes from within, that heart chakra, that sacral chakra, that solar chakra, that root chakra. You know, your throat chakra. The body has over 114 chakras. So they'll feel if you're off. So you have to believe in your craft and believe in your brand.
All right, you do have to believe in yourself because I had said here that those who believe they can and those who believe they cannot are both right. Do you believe that, Saskia?
Yes. I would like also to add that it depends on, I would say, many factors. Like if you just, you're a freshman out of college now, or a fresh graduate. So now you are looking for a job. So you don't really know what is the process. So, and on my experience, when you go to college, so they teach you everything, but they're not really a class about negotiation, when you go for a job interview. They will tell you, I take I would say a human resources class, but it's also how to manage people. But now how to negotiate, your for your price, for your worth, what you know. And most of the time, those employers, when they are looking to hire someone, they also ask you for your experience. And I'm a fresh graduate, I don't have no experience, unless maybe having a summer job. This is one which include a lack of confidence. Even though I know you have to do your research, okay, but we don't really know what it is the price, what the hourly rate, it is correct to ask or not. I think this is one of the field where we lack before we go and express ourselves and ask for a type of promotion. Even when you're at work, you keep having trainings and stuff, and then you ask for promotion. It's really a hard time. You have to, I would say, learn, maybe take some classes to really manage your skills to do that.
Yeah, you're right. So if you're a freshman, someone or a fresh person, I call it fresh person. If you new to the workforce, sometimes you're a little concerned. Like I said, desperate to get that first job. That you're afraid to assert yourself. But also, we have people who are innately like that. What I mean by that is some people have that scarcity mindset. They don't have that abundance mindset. They always think that what I have in front of me is all I'm gonna have. So therefore, let me be desperate. What do you say about that, property?
Yeah, I can kind of relate to, you understand? Because my blog, the problem that I have in the beginning, also really to put a price on myself in the coaching industry when I just started. And first, I feel like it's a calling to help people. I really deeply feel it's a calling, it's a mission, that I'm on a mission. And I feel like also, usually when they give you free, so you go back for free also. You understand? Because I did not consider it to be a naturopath as really as a job. It's something I'm doing out of heart and to help people. That was really hard to put a price on it. There is a time that I feel better really to spend the day, give you all that you need to do freely. And when it's come to ask for the money, I could not. there was a block. I could not ask for the money. And when my coach told me to put that price, what you're doing, that's health, that's life. I could not. I said, I don't even have that money. How can I ask somebody for it? You understand? That's a scarcity mindset. But I feel I don't have money. People don't have money. And why should I put it's health? You know, it's something that I feel, even though I went to school and study, but there is other things that they don't teach you at school, like to feel the energy of the person, to feel how the person is feeling inside. That's not something they teach you. It's something that you have inside of you. So it was tough. It was hard. And until today, I have to work on it. I really have to work on that to pass over that and go start going from the kind of call it scarcity, I don't know, and to go to what is really worth. And I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, to be sincere.
It's a work in progress for everyone. For myself, every single day when you're in front of that client, you're like, how much is my worth and my time? How much is my time worth? Because you are afraid, again, as I said, business people are afraid, like, I want to get that client because that's my, bill for next month. Or I want to get that client because I don't want to lose out on that next client. I want to build my book of business. But at the end of the day, when you keep selling yourself short or discounting yourself, like Queen Dawn was saying, you are actually hurting yourself because people are going to know you as somebody who's cheap. We don't want to be cheap. We want to be worthwhile, right? People are gonna know you as someone they can hire for nothing. But I mean, like, we talk about what's in it for the employer. So why do you think employers get away? Because it's one thing if you're a freshman, you don't know the field, but they know you have a diploma. You've spent 4 years or more getting a degree. So they'll come in and hire one person. The wage inequality that we have in this world, in this country. They'll come and hire someone to do the same job. They'll pay them $100 and they'll pay you $75 because you're a certain look, and they'll pay somebody at $65 if they sound a certain way. I was telling you earlier that I had gone for a job and I didn't see the ad. I just was looking for a job. I went into the company at the time. You could go in a company and ask for a job, and they gave me the job. But it wasn't until later when I got hired, I realized that they had actually paid me $15,000 less than what was advertised for the job. And I had the experience, everything, everything they asked for, I had. And they wanted me, but they decided to pay me less because A, had not done my research, and B, because they felt like I didn't deserve to get top dollar. Why do you think they feel like, they can lowball us and get away with it? Who wants to go next?
I can go next. A closed mouth don't get fed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A closed, and there's no dumb questions. The only dumb question is not to ask. That's one thing my daddy taught me. And if you believe in your value and know that you're worthy of it, you will get what you ask for. Period. Mm-hmm. Like whenever, and it also goes when I used to sell new homes. One thing my vice president taught me, the vice president of the builder said, make sure you're willing to date that person as far as business wise. So when I sold a new home, it would take 120 days to build that house. So I would first say, this is the payment schedule. This is the lot hold, how much you got to put down on lot hold. And this is how much you have to put down at the time of the contract. If you're not able to do that, you're not ready to roll me. So I got to want to date you too, as well as they got to want to date me. And I knew that my product was the bomb.com. So I believed in that, and they fed on that energy. I didn't want them to come back in there with buyer's remorse either. Yeah. Because someone that comes back in with buyer's remorse can be a lot of problems as well. So when I first, a good instant, because I own my own business, when I first start charging $55 for 30 minutes to heal people through Reiki, I believed I was worth that. And I know actually I'm worth more than that. But I wanted them to have the experience, because I know what my Reiki can do. I can help women get pregnant. I can help people accomplish their highest intentions, but I'm the one to wake them up to know that they can accomplish these intentions or these goals. So I believe in that's what I charge. I charge a minimum 100, and that's actually low for some people, $110 an hour for my healing sessions. That's just Reiki. And then my other sessions is $250. So I believe in what I charge.
So do you find that what do you do when clients are saying, I don't want to pay that. I don't think you want that. Have
I
you
don't
ever
have them say
experienced
that
that?
to me.
You don't have that. But some people do get that pushback. What do you do when you go for a job, ladies, and you know that you want more, but they're lowballing you? They're saying like, this is how it's gonna. What do you do? And why do you think they're able to get away with lowballing folks, job seekers in the marketplace? Or as a businessman, why do you feel like clients can say to you, your hourly rate is too much. I need to negotiate that with you.
One of the things I think this is a block. When you are doing an interview, usually they advise you, to not talk about money, to not bring the money topic at the first interview, unless the employer, the person who's doing the interview is, asking you how much you would like to work with. So I guess in that time, I'm not saying it's a waste of time, it's a waste of time because you prepare, you do your research, everything, and then at the first time you go on the interview, you only stay on the questionnaire, like, what do you do? How do you see yourself? What can you bring to the table? And that's it. So now on the second, I would say recruitment, like the second hiring process, if they recruit you for the second step, now they offer you. I guess we need to go over at the same, maybe it is a strategy for the business company, but it makes you a little bit worried about what you want to do. What is your next step? Because most of the job interview maybe can last a week, a month, 2 months, so you don't know what you're doing. And so, and most of the time, what makes you accept, it's maybe your financial situation. It's not because you know your worth, you know that you can do the job, but because you already have a situation, maybe you have to take care of your kids, you have to pay some kind of debt, you are really on a scary financial situation. So now you accept any type of compensation. So for me, my experience is when I immigrate here, so I moved here from Haiti to the US, it was a kind of difficult because my background was, I have a banking financial background, but when I started, looking for jobs, every time I looked there, that was, oh, you don't have any experience. I say, I maybe not have the experience here in the US, but when you look at my resume, I do. And when I do all your assessment, I pass your assessment. So what is the situation? So I don't know, it really was a tricky time for me. And this is one of the things, even though now I'm working in a law firm, but it's one of the things who helped me to transition and to have my own company, my own business. That was a hard time for me to get a job.
So sometimes you're saying just for the experience, you ought to be willing to get what you can, and so that you can go to the next level. But I mean, I understand if you don't have the experience, or if you're lacking it from a point of view of regional, and you don't have it in this country because you're coming from another country. But once you've had that experience, my question to you ladies, once you've had that experience and you've invested years in education, years in schooling, years in 12 years of experience, why is it so difficult for employers and clients to say this person deserves to get paid for the work that they do? Why do you think it's so difficult, Perpetuity?
Personally, I think, for example, as a Black people, I experience that. That's the first thing as a Black people. Being Black, being in the city when you are a minority, because I've met people that have told me really boldly, so you just do the consultation just for Black? Can you see me as white? Yeah, they have told me that, even for my oils too. You understand? That's the first thing. And sometimes why they do that, they know that minority or ethnicities work harder, better for less, because they are in needs.
Yeah.
And they know you are in needs, and they know that you are willing to do all that you can to feed your people, to feed your family. You want a place. You sometimes what's happened, they can feel that inside of you. Sometimes minority consider themselves lucky one to get a job. You consider yourself lucky to get a job. When I came here in Canada, you can count those black men or women that's like driving buses and tramways and everything. That was not a lot. And I remember my husband was looking for one of those kind of jobs. And even for garbage man, that was no. You can see here in Montreal, few black where I live, few black people. So they consider themselves to be lucky to work for the city. So it's already inside of self. You consider yourself, if I could just work like, if I could just work out there, they feel that they're gonna give you anything. They're gonna give you anything. And I remember an experience. I was working in the lab as a Latter-day Saint. I don't drink alcohol, okay? But I was, because I study in food processing and I was supposed to test. I was testing, doing chemical tests on the beer, but I don't drink the beer. And the Quebecois, he went to the boss and said, the boss, you hire someone that doesn't even drink beer. She doesn't even taste the beer. And they called me and say, okay, Petit, I heard that you don't drink beer and then you don't taste it. I said, yeah, for religious belief, I do not. And I was ready, ready to lose the job. And I was like really comfortable. I said, no, I don't do it and I'm not gonna do it. And he said, okay, well, we respect. But if I went shaking and do like that, maybe I will be fired or because I don't do it. That the trust has to be in you. The light has to be in you. The confidence has to be in you first. Then everybody else doesn't have any choice, whether you follow or they give.
I love that. The confidence has to be in you. Because at the end of the day, we do deal with systemic racism in this country. Like you said, minorities are undervalued every single day. And we have a system that works the way it works because it makes money for those who are working it. Sexism, women always get what, 70% of what men get. So not only, especially Black women, we have to deal with the racism, but we also have to deal with sexism. So because many, especially hiring managers and employers or even clients, going back to when you said that somebody asked you, do you work with white people? Do you work with white people? I mean, like, what type of a question is that? You went to school to work with everybody. Exactly. But for some reason, you have clients who would say, you don't deserve to get paid that much because you don't look the part.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you spend the same amount of money, $200 and plus $1,000 to get the education that everybody else got to do the work that you do. So employers get away with wage discrimination because it's subjective sometimes, because it's hard to prove that they're not paying you because for any other reason other than your experience sometimes, right? Because it's common practice too. Everybody does it. And also coworkers, right? You said, how do you do research when everybody's hush-hush about what they make, right? How do you do research if everybody's hush-hush about what they make? So the same hardship that businesses have is the same hardship that, So a few weeks ago, we've been talking about it, and I think that will be our last question. A few weeks ago, we talked about confidence and, the difference between arrogance and confidence. How can workers or small business owners, we've already talked about the problems, really build the confidence? And I think we've mentioned that a little bit, but how do they build the confidence to ask for what they want? How do they build the confidence?
I would like to say something, Gabrielle. In this world, we were taught to think 96% negative. That's all part of the mind control. To think that we're not worthy, to think that we're lacked, and to think that we aren't we gotta think outside the box. If you say no, if I don't agree with you, because it all starts from within, you can't change my mind.
Right.
And like you said, the confidence, you have to tap into the confidence of self-love and self-healing so that you could attract the right energy, because like energy attracts like energy. And the one thing about money, this whole experience that we're having a physical experience on the spiritual realm. I've said this many times before. And none of this stuff really exists. We're just having a 3D virtual experience. Money is energy. What you speak out is energy. It carries vibrations. So if you think that you're not worthy of, then that's what you're going to get. I've had people say, you are going to get paid. I'm going to pay you, because I've been a contractor. I'm going to pay you X, Y, Z. I said, I have the credentials. I have the experience. Either you give me this or no. I'm taking my marbles and I'm going to another game. And they give me what I want. Because I'm not pressed, because if they think you're pressed, you know, they're going to create that urgency. No, you're not going to make me pressed, because I know that my God always blesses me. So when one door closes, many more opens.
Yeah. We talked about multiple streams of income. Do you ladies think that that's one of the ways for you to have enough confidence? Because if you know you have other income, you're not pressed, that you will be able to go to that job and say, listen, I will take my talents just like a client. If you have enough income or generated enough for the year, you don't want to take that client who doesn't want to pay you. Would you agree, Saskia, when you work with clients, the fact that you have other income, does that help you?
It's not only about the money. I know money help you, you know, to pay your bills, to have vacation, to invest. It's important to have money, but it also remember your time, your energy, because when you have a client, one of the things that I learned when I was, you know, having my certification in financial coaching, they tell me you need to have a fat client. When you heard the word fat, you may say, oh, it's a big person. No, fat means faithful, accountable, and teachable. Which means when I have that client, it's willing not only to pay, not when you pay a service, you pay because you want a change, not because you want to please that person who's going to help you change. Whether it's a healer or naturopath or maybe financial coach or investor, when you go to the doctor, you go because you think that person can help you. When you go to, I would say, to do your maintenance car, you go there because you think that your car will be on good shape and then you can still have it for a couple of years. So it's not only about money. I can have multiple stream of income. It's great because it helped me, so I don't have to suffer or lack of money. But it's also important to another thing that I learned is to pray about your type of client that you want to have. Because sometimes discounting can be, if you are doing a promotion, I can do a discount just as a referral, it's a promotion time, so I do a discount. I have people. But most of the time, people who want to discount, they waste your time or they make you work more because they want everything.
And they don't believe in you.
Yes,
and
yes.
They don't believe in you, and they don't believe in in your worth. And they actually believe, just like I said, that other people could do it for less, which I can guarantee you it's not the case, because every single person brings special value, special skills, right? So we talked about it offline earlier, we said that, when someone is pursuing multiple streams of income and really not being able to earn enough to stay afloat, to stay in business, how does that affect their health? And also, how does that affect the type of relationships that they have with their clients or with the employer?
It is stress.
Yes.
Stress. And we know that stress is the root of every single thing that we have, stress. Because when you don't have enough money, you're gonna so stressed when you have your client in front of you, the client is gonna feel it, right? You're not able to work. First of all, you're gonna just usually work for the money. You see the money first before you see the client because you are so in needs. Okay, so it's gonna affect, you're not doing it well, and inside of you that you're not doing what you're supposed to do well, so it's gonna affect you anyway. And then because of the stress that you're gonna have, you're gonna feel sick, you're gonna feel Your relationship might have problem too with your spouse, with your children, because you are so focused on the money. And sometimes people, it's hard for them to realize that there's like divide the time for work, divide the time for family, divide the time, for entertainment, time to socialize, because even you have to have a time to be alone with yourself too. Understand? But because of law, you don't have enough money. The stress of being always on the go, on working and thinking about money, that will not. It will affect your relationship and eventually affect your life. And remember, when we say here, we talk about health, we don't talk about only physical health. We talk about emotional health. We talk about the health of your family relationship. Your environment have to be healthy too. So in all different dimensions of your life, gonna be
and also I've seen people become very resentful, high turnovers. If you go work for a company and they're lowballing you, they're not paying you what you feel like you're worth, most likely you're not gonna stay. Now they're going to spend thousands of dollars in training for you, and then you're like, okay, let me keep looking for another job, right? And also too, if you're an employee, if you are a business owner, you have a client who's saying like, you're not worth it. Guess what? You don't want to work with that person. You like, okay, go find somebody else who can do what you want them to do at the price that you want them to do it, because you'll never find someone who's going to be dedicated, someone who's going to work hard for you, someone who's going to have integrity and the ethic to do what is right for you if you want to pay them minimum wage or lowball them all the time because you want to keep everything in your pocket, whether you're a company, you want to build up your bottom line for your investors and for your shareholders, and then your employees coming through and they're struggling. And if you are a client, you see your business, the business that you're working with. Let me give you an example. I was talking to someone who is a business owner. This person is here in Boston, business owner, has homes and multiple businesses, and they want to do, like I'm in the tax business, they want to do their taxes for $100. I said to that person, how many taxes does this person have to do in order for them to earn decent income to live in Boston? Because if they have 100 clients and they're only charging them $100, you're talking about $10,000 salary for the year. So now it's either they're doing something illegal or have multiple jobs to maintain, right? If they're tired, they're not doing the right job for you, right? If they need to make 20,000, they need 200 people. Now, if you're working with one person, with a business owner who's a solo practitioner, and they tell you they have 300 clients, you better run for your money, because this person does not have the time or the energy to give to you. And likewise with an employee. If they're working for you and they have to have a job at night, a job in the morning, a job because they're not getting paid enough because you've decided to not pay them, that person is not going to be loyal to you. So without further ado, we've had a lot of conversation here, and I really appreciate this conversation because it means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to you all. What last thing you would like to say to someone who's watching right now and who's going through that fear and anxiety and is afraid to ask for what they want, whether they're employee or a job seeker, an employee, or someone who is a business owner?
Dawn, go ahead. Dawn, go ahead. I'm sorry, because I got another meeting to go to after this. I apologize.
Go ahead, Dawn.
When I put my pricing on my website, I believe in that. I also tell my clients when I'm, because I also do spiritual counseling as well. And when I tell them, when you do your budget, add an extra $100 to it. And every client I tell to add an extra $100 to their budget, whatever they need to pay, it gets paid within 30 days.
All right.
Okay, because you got to journal. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. If you guys can really understand what I'm saying, everything is energy. When you think, when you prepare your food, when you prepare a meal, are you hesitant when you prepare a meal? Okay,
I'm with you, Dawn.
You look at the sky and you say the sky is blue. Are you going to ask the sky questions? You're going to believe in what you're saying. So when you ask for what you want, believe in that you deserve that. When I do a Reiki session or past life regression session, or any session I do with a client or teach a class, because I teach Reiki as well. When I do it, I give them my 100% plus.
Mhm.
Just like you said, and I'm eager to give them all that I can give them. So when they leave from my domain, that they're comfortable with what they're paying for, because I am worth that and more.
Yes, you are. And Perpetuity, what were you gonna say in terms of what can people do today?
We talk about multiple stream of income, and we talk about that before. People, please do not have 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. That's what we not that is not what we mean with multiple stream of income. Because if you are too tired, you are just wasting your life, and you're gonna die eventually. Okay, so please pay attention to your health. Yes, having another income, try to find another job that is, you don't have to be in person, whenever money you can make, I don't know, Amazon business, selling other people things, but you don't have to really kill yourself. So put your health in jeopardy to have different stream of income.
Yeah. And lastly, what would you like to say, Saskia, in terms of like what can people do today if they're struggling, if they're feeling a little timid about asking, asserting themselves? What can they do? I know we've talked about it, researching, believing in yourself. What else? One last thing you think they could do?
So I will say that as a business owners, we have been in both sides. We have been maybe working for an employer before, and we are dealing with that increased rate. But we also, on the business side, you are dealing with customers, with clients, so how to keep the money flowing in your business. But one thing that I learned, I guess it's from Tony Robbins. I was watching a video. It says most of the time when you increase your price, is you adding value in your project. So which means some people are looking after you because they want to work with you, but based on the way that you present your product, it doesn't mean that it's not good, but because you are thinking that, okay, I want to attract everybody. Sometimes your product is not for everybody. It's for the certain person and people who are willing to pay the price. So when you adjust your price, it increase your value and it's make more money. So for that person, I would say, don't forget that you have your time, improve your time, your study, everything. So it will be worth it. And trust the Lord, it will be worth it.
Yeah. So you're saying like know your market, your work, your product or your services are not for everybody. Know your market. Don't try to run after those who don't see the value in you. And also, too, I would say one thing I've learned from my mother before I went to business school, way before I even thought about going to business school, is that every relationship must be win-win. If I'm not winning, you're not winning, it shouldn't be. We should not be in a relationship that's not win-win. It has to be good for you as the client, and it has to be good for me, the employer. It has to be good for you, and it has to be good for the employee. If it's not win-win, it's not gonna be good. So tonight, I hope we've shared enough for you to start thinking about your worth, because discounting yourself all the time to please somebody else is only gonna kill you. Perpetuity said that, because you will never earn enough money to support your family and support your lifestyle while you working day and night. I know people work from morning until night trying to get as many clients as possible, because like you said, they don't know their market, because they have a bunch of people coming to take from them, and those people are giving nothing to them, to that person. So I would like to encourage you to have a win-win relationship, pursue your worth, because your worth matters. Thank you so much, everyone, for the show tonight. Dawn, I know you have to go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please tag, share, and share with your friends. Make a comment and let us know what you thought about this. And if you have a topic in mind, we are more than willing and welcome to receive what you have in mind, because we're all about positivity, and we are positivity thinkers, and we are people who are looking to help make this world a better place. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
ladies. Have a great night.